Welcome to the Masters of Myth How to Play video. This video is perfect for those that are too impatient to read our full rules document. And if you're a bit too impatient for that and this video, we also have the one-page rule document. If you're too impatient for that, I guess just start playing and figure it out on the way through. Find someone else that knows. There's a lot of people that play this game.
In Masters of Myth, there are 4 major card types that you play with. All have different effects and can drastically turn the game in your favor. These are spells, rituals, relics, and minions. Spells are cards that when they are summoned, their effect is resolved, and then they are immediately placed into discard. Rituals are cards that when they are summoned, they stay on the field unless they are removed or destroyed, and these relate to significant events that happened in a god's myth or lore. Then we have relics. These cards stay on the field unless they are removed or destroyed, and they represent significant items in a god's myth or lore. We also have minions. This is the most common source of damage and defense in the game. When these cards are summoned, they stay on the field unless they are removed or destroyed. And they can also be used to attack enemy minions or attack an enemy god. Lastly, outside of the 4 major types, there are god cards. These are not in the decks, but they represent what deck you are playing, and they stay on the field at all times. So let's take a look at one of these cards. As you can see, this is our good friend the Harpy Eagle, a key card in the Quetzalcoatl deck. You can identify this card by the name banner at the very top. Beneath that is the stunning artwork of this mighty beast, and below that is the card text. This section contains the various effects that the card has, but we will dive into that a little bit later. On the bottom of the card is the minion's power. This section is exclusive to minion cards and shows the total power of the card. The last section to highlight is in the upper left, the summoning cost, which is the amount of devotion that you need to pay in order to play the card.
But Michael, what is devotion?
Devotion is what sets Masters of Myth apart from other games. It is your life total and also what you use to summon cards. You can be as aggressive as you'd like in this game, but keep in mind that it eventually will catch back up to you. The first time you hit 0 devotion, you will drop into the death state. If you run it again, you will go to what we here at Your Close Gaming call the Forever Box. So, you want to play out your favorite card Sundial. Well, in order to slap that bad boy on the board, nice and good like, you'll need to pay 2 devotion to summon it. Seems simple. That's because it is! As a relic, it gets to stay out on the field until it is either removed, destroyed, or triggers its handy activated feat, as shown by the star symbol. If a card has that icon in its text box, it means you'll need to pay more devotion to use the feat listed after the symbol.
Michael, what is an activated feat?
In the text box of every card, there are various effects that card has. Some are helpful to you, like gaining devotion. Others hurt your opponents. These feats are divided into 2 different types, activated feats and innate feats. For this, we will look at our good friend Talak. At the top of his card text, you will find the perfect example of an innate feat. This is something that will trigger at the start of your turn, as long as he is on your field. You don't have to do anything besides play him out and wait. At the bottom, you'll see an activated feat. These feats require you to do something in order for it to activate. This can range from simply paying more devotion, or, in a more drastic case, sacrificing another minion.
But Michael, what is sacrifice?
Well, sacrifice is a common feat known as a trait that you will run into while playing. These powerful traits have standardized effects that lead to potent combinations if used correctly. Currently, traits consist of Sacrifice, Devout, Fleet, Wild, and Guard. Sacrifice is seen on several cards in the Quetzalcoatl deck and is a hallmark trait of his playstyle. The trait Sacrifice is often followed by a number that indicates how many minions must be sacrificed to activate the feat after it. To do so, you must destroy your own minions and place them in discard. Devout is commonly featured in the Ra deck. When a minion with Devout deals damage, you gain devotion equal to its power, even if that minion was destroyed in the process. Fleet is a reactionary trait. Cards with Fleet can be played at any time, even on other players' turns. If used correctly, this can alter someone's turn completely. Wild can be used by any player, including opponents, as long as they pay the activation cost for this trait. Finally, and some would say most importantly, we have Guard. When it comes to combat, minions with Guard will serve as the front line of defense. Nothing can attack you or other non-guard minions you control as long as you have a guard minion on the field. So now we're going to go through a turn order for Masters of Myth. You have the start phase, action phase 1, attack phase, action phase 2, and then the draw phase. In the start phase, you trigger any innate feats that say start of turn or each turn. In action phase 1, you may summon minions, rituals, spells, and relics from your hand. You may activate god feats and activated feats that are on the field. In the attack phase, you select a minion or god that hasn't attacked already this phase. Select an enemy minion or god to be the target of the attack. Once the target has been selected, the attacker and the target deal their power value as damage to each other at the same time. If a minion takes damage greater than or equal to its power value, it is destroyed. When a god takes damage, reduce its devotion equal to damage dealt. Action phase 2 is the same as action phase 1. You may summon minions, rituals, spells, and relics from your hand. You may activate god feats and activated feats that are on the field. And lastly is the draw phase. Discard any remaining cards in your hand, then draw 5 cards from your deck. Trigger any innate feats that say end of turn. Remove damage from all minions. Then you start the next player's turn.
For this example, we'll be showing off a turn in progress. It is currently Odin on the play, and he's on the attack currently. So Odin, if you would please.
I'm attacking with Hugin.
So, in response to this, I'm going to play our old friend, Harpy Eagle. He's got Fleet and also Guard. He can't attack to me or anything else I control until he gets through that guard. So, unfortunately, Hugin's going to die. Would you like to do anything else on your turn, my friend?
I'm going to play a Valkyrie for 2, a War Banner for 3, and Magic Mead for 2. And end my turn.
Unfortunately, at the start of my turn, Keep the Sun Burning is going to make me sacrifice or pay 2. So I will unfortunately lose my friend, the Harpy Eagle, to my own effects. In response to this, I'll get another friend out for 0 for Sacrificial Lamb. After that, I don't want to shut off his healing, so I'm going to hit a spell card with Snuff Out to destroy an enemy ritual or relic. So I will destroy his Magic Mead for 3. After that, I'm going to get a ritual, Gather the Bones, for 3. And I'm going to use Gather the Bones activated feat of Sacrifice 1, sacrificing my lamb, who has an innate feat. When it gets sacrificed, I gain 1 devotion to get a card back from my discard. We're going to get our old friend, the Harpy Eagle, back once more. Play out the Harpy Eagle for 2. Unfortunately, Odin doesn't have any guards out, so I'm going to kill him with Harpy Eagle's 2 damage.
So after all that, is Odin done? Not yet. Time for his comeback. The first time a god is put to 0 devotion, they do not die. They are instead put into the death state. You may have noticed that god cards are double-sided. One from when they start the game, and one from when they're put into the death state. If it's your turn when you are put into the death state, it immediately ends. If not, your devotion total cannot change until the start of your next turn. You gain devotion equal to half of your starting devotion total, and then flip your god card over to gain access to powerful new abilities.
Thank you for joining us here on the How to Play video of Masters of Myth. In the description box below, you can go ahead and find our full rules, and if you're too impatient for that, our one-page rules as well. You can also go out to our website and buy your own copies of Masters of Myth for yourself. Go ahead and play with your enemies, go play with your friends, preferably your friends, and just go ahead and have a good time with it. I was done!
You didn't say like and subscribe.
God damn it! They should know how to do that. It's in the end of every video.
Well, except for this one.
Use this as the close.
Except for this.
You say like and subscribe. Well, you should know how to do that.
They should know how to like and subscribe.